Starlight Glimmer, a very interesting and, at the same time, rather perplexing character in our latest chapter of MLP. From an equality-loving and revenge-seeking mare to a somber and forgiving friend, she certainly has a lot going on for her in a short amount of time. To be honest, when first realizing that Starlight was going to return, I had no idea what was going to happen. I assumed that she was going to come back with revenge, not giving any thought to what Twilight had told her, but I didn't know how she was going to get revenge. We know that she was successful in controlling her village and getting others to join as we see a decently sized community of followers. Her introduction to the main six could immediately be seen as, well, obviously deceptive. In terms of the fate of Equestria, Starlight's motive is certainly a threat to the mere definition of a cutie mark, a highlight within the land. The entire point of this symbol is to display to others one's uniqueness, to show what makes them special, so a philosophy of equality would most definitely pose as a threat. However, we can see how organized Starlight is of accomplishing this, be it the vault that keeps the cutie marks in, or how she controls the minuscule details of the village's way of living. Her determination to flee rather than surrender, despite surrendering in this case being a good thing, shows that she was not willing to give up what she had built. In her eyes, this way of living was ideal, even if it meant her having to be a leader and unequal compared to the others. So what does this mean for the finale? Well, as most, if not everyone has noticed, Starlight was certainly spying on Twilight and the main six, looking for a way to get revenge. We saw her when Twilight was with her Canterlot friends, which leads me to believe that perhaps Starlight was thinking of how affecting Twilight's friendships could be a good way of going about revenge. Then we see her a second time when she is with the main six in Discord, leading me to cement this thought into my head. In addition, the idea of the time travel being brought up during this moment must have inspired her to use it for her own purposes in the finale. We also see that Twilight gives away the most vital piece of evidence to Starlight for her revenge, the sonic rainbow, or more rather how it was the sole act that indirectly brought the main six together. Without restating what we already know, a couple of questions are raised as to Starlight inside Twilight's castle. Firstly, how did she get inside? I would expect the doors to be locked or some form of magical seal being there to prevent just any pony from entering. Even so, I can't understand how Starlight got the scroll to travel through time or realized that the map could do so much more than what the spell had to offer. Nonetheless, Starlight had everything going according to plan except for one tiny detail that I'm sure a lot of you have noticed: leaving the scroll behind. If she wanted true revenge, she would have destroyed the scroll from the beginning. I mean, she certainly didn't need it anymore to travel back in time, and besides, why do you need a scroll to cast a spell more than once? I would have thought that Twilight or Starlight could have memorized such a spell. Even more so, was Starlight planning on staying in the past to witness the main six not beating up and being ruled by her? Seems like a little boring to me, and wouldn't Nightmare Moon be the one ruling anyway? I mean, I would be shocked to see Starlight defeating her, as it was the elements of harmony that were the only way of doing so, and Starlight would not have been able to possess all the traits of the elements. It seems to me that, perhaps somewhere in Starlight's mind, she knew that Twilight was right. She didn't want to believe it, she didn't want to accept it, but she knew it was true. She knew that there are some things you just have to let go and to find another way of gaining happiness, rather forcing an ideal that only you truly liked. This would make sense when she finally did accept Twilight's philosophy, but it would make more sense that she was so quick to become friends afterwards and not hesitate to say no and spread her equality philosophy again. She knew she was in the wrong, and she knew how to fix it, which makes her a better character if this is to be true. But, in terms of being a villain, she had a rather poor reason for why she started this in the first place, in addition to, well, giving in to Twilight, even though it was a good choice. Her determination, however, and planning ahead to this moment was well done as a character. Though, now that we do have Starlight as a reformed character, and as a part of the main crew, I do have my hopes and expectations for what I want to happen with Starlight in the future season, some of which have already been confirmed a reality. Firstly, I wish for Starlight to either have one-on-one or group episodes that involve teaching Starlight the lessons of friendship. Even if the lessons are ones we have already been taught in the show, Starlight herself does not know them. We already know that Twilight will be teaching her lessons based on the Season 6 premiere synopsis, though that is for another time. An interesting concept that came to my mind would be for Celestia to teach Starlight a lesson in friendship. This would not only allow us to finally have an episode that features a lovable Princess of the Sun, but would provide an interesting situation as Celestia is the teacher of, well, Starlight's new teacher. Starlight should also have interaction with the community of Ponyville, or at least common ponies. After all, if she's going to become a good character, she should have good interactions with the townsfolk. Even if the background character is used in a way that they have a problem that needs help with, that would be great for Starlight to show how she can turn things around. Lastly, and most importantly, is Sunburst. We know that he has left Starlight, scarring her emotionally to the point of creating her village of equality. It is essential that she has an episode, maybe multiple, where she seeks out to become friends with him, with Twilight helping her achieve this goal. Now, and before I say this I will say, spoiler warning, but it seems that this is something that is going to happen. The Season 6 premiere synopsis says that Starlight has a failed reunion with Sunburst. It wouldn't make sense for it to just fail and for Starlight to not try again, as firstly, sad endings in MLP usually don't happen, and secondly, unless Sunburst heard of her village and therefore doesn't like how she acted, perhaps Sunburst can give friendship a chance as well. After all, it was not his fault entirely that she took him leaving so poorly, nor did they have an argument when they were young. But perhaps, maybe they'll have one in the premiere in which Starlight may yell at him for leaving. Now, I ask all of you, what are your hopes and thoughts for Starlight in Season 6? Do you agree or disagree with any of my hopes, and how do you think Starlight will become a better character? Next time, I will dive into my overall hopes and thoughts for Season 6, though it is literally right around the corner. I am the MLP Connoisseur. I hope you enjoyed, and I thank you for your time.